You are chosen if you see these signs. 9 signs that you are chosen. Many are called, but few are chosen. Matthew 22:14. Have you ever felt like life keeps testing you, pushing you beyond your limits? What if I told you that these challenges aren't random or a result of bad luck, but instead a powerful signal that you are chosen for a higher purpose? Throughout history, those who are truly chosen face immense struggles. But these struggles aren't there to break you. They're designed to prepare you for something far greater than you could ever imagine. In today's video, I'll reveal 9 profound signs that indicate you are one of the chosen few. You'll discover that what feels like your greatest obstacles may actually be your most powerful strengths. Stay with me until the end, as we'll also share a powerful practice to help you embrace your spiritual calling and armor yourself with divine strength. If you're ready to unlock the truth behind your purpose and rise to a new level of understanding and power, keep watching. Your journey with the journey of wisdom begins now. Let's dive into the 9 signs that reveal you are chosen for a special mission. First sign: you face intense battles. The first sign that you are chosen is that you face intense battles, and these struggles are no coincidence. Life seems to put you through endless challenges, where obstacles continuously appear on your path, making it feel as though you're constantly under attack. This is not a sign of failure, but of something greater. You may wonder why these difficulties persist, but they are in fact signals that you are being prepared for a higher purpose. As the saying goes, God doesn't call the qualified, He qualifies those He calls. Just like a sword being tempered in fire, your hardships are refining you, preparing you for the divine mission ahead. Think of your battles as training sessions. You are not merely enduring, you are evolving into the person capable of fulfilling your purpose. The Buddhist teaching reminds us that pain is inevitable, but suffering is optional, meaning that while struggles come your way, how you interpret and grow from them shapes your destiny. Consider the story of Paul, who endured imprisonment, shipwrecks, and countless trials to fulfill his mission. He didn't face these hardships by accident. He was chosen to carry out an important task, and each challenge was a step toward that destiny. Similarly, you may not fully understand the struggles you're currently going through, but rest assured, they are molding you into who you need to become. The Bible tells us in 2 Corinthians 4:17 that our light and momentary troubles are achieving for us an eternal glory that far outweighs them all. In modern life too, we often see people like entrepreneurs, leaders and innovators who face constant obstacles, setbacks and failures before they achieve greatness. Their perseverance through adversity is what qualifies them to lead, inspire, and pave the way for others. This is the essence of your journey. You are chosen because you are being shaped for something far greater than the current difficulties you face. Another significant aspect of being chosen is that you often go through challenges not just for yourself, but to clear the path for others. Think of Jesus, who endured unimaginable pain, even death on the cross, to open a door for the world. He bore the weight of others' sins so that future generations wouldn't have to. In a similar way, your battles may be making the way easier for those who come after you. The strength you find to endure your pain can inspire others, and the lessons you learn now will benefit those who follow in your footsteps. Buddha said, "May all beings be happy, may all beings be without disease," which reminds us that our journey is not just for us, but for the greater good of all. Your ability to find strength and purpose in the face of adversity can be the catalyst for positive change, both for yourself and for those around you. As you recognize this sign in your life, It becomes essential to embrace these difficulties with wisdom and patience. Every challenge is a stepping stone to your divine purpose. The discomfort you feel now is part of your spiritual evolution, and just like the lotus flower that blooms out of the mud, you are emerging stronger, more resilient, and more capable. The struggles are not a punishment, but a preparation, and through them, you are becoming the person who can lead, serve, and bring peace to others. Keep your eyes on the mission, for these challenges are leading you toward it. Second sign, you feel out of place. Have you ever felt out of place, like you just don't belong, no matter how hard you try to blend in? That feeling isn't a coincidence. It's a sign that you are chosen for something greater. When you're among others, whether in social gatherings or even with friends, there's a part of you that feels disconnected, as if you're marching to the beat of a different drum. You don't enjoy the same activities or hold the same values as most people around you. This is because there's a deeper calling pulling you in another direction. The Bible even speaks to this, saying, "Come out from among them and be separate." This is the essence of being chosen. You are not here to fit in. You are here to stand out. Consider this: you are in the world, but you are not of the world. Your values, lifestyle, and interests will naturally be different, sometimes radically so. Instead of resisting this, embrace it. Don't force yourself into situations or groups where you feel out of place. Trust that this inner discomfort is your calling, signaling that you are meant for something beyond what others around you may pursue. Imagine the frustration of trying to force a puzzle piece into the wrong spot. It simply doesn't fit, and the image becomes distorted. That's what happens when you try to blend in where you don't belong. You may feel the urge to stay there, but deep down, you know it's not where you're meant to be. Like that puzzle piece, sometimes you need to be pulled out of those wrong places so that you can be placed exactly where you are meant to fit. This process can feel lonely or even unsettling at times, as it may require you to stand alone. But remember, being alone doesn't mean you are lost. Instead, it means you are in a position where God, or the universe, can work on you, refine you, and prepare you for something greater. It's a period of growth and transformation, and it's essential for stepping into your true purpose. Once you've been prepared, you will find that your unique position in the grand picture is exactly where you need to be to fulfill your destiny. Let me share a Buddhist story that echoes this wisdom. There was once a lotus seed buried deep in the mud. While other seeds grew into tall grasses around it, the lotus seed lay dormant, feeling out of place, surrounded by the muddy water. Yet the seed was destined for something special. One day, the sunlight penetrated the water and the seed started to grow. Slowly, it pushed through the muck and mud, rising above the water. When it finally bloomed, the lotus was unlike anything around it. It stood tall, untouched by the dirty water from which it emerged, symbolizing purity and spiritual awakening. Just like the lotus, you may feel buried and out of place now, but when the time is right, you will rise and bloom in a way that only you can. So I ask you, have you ever considered that this feeling of being different, of standing out, is not a burden but a blessing? Could it be that you are chosen to bring something unique to the world that no one else can? Reflect on these questions and see how your life has been shaping you for this very moment. In the end, the lesson is simple. Don't be afraid to be different. Embrace the feeling of being out of place because it's guiding you towards your true calling. Let go of the desire to fit in and trust that your uniqueness is your strength. In standing alone, you are never truly alone, for the universe is working with you, guiding you to your rightful place, where you can shine as the person you were always meant to be. Third sign, ability to withstand significant temptations. The third sign that you are chosen is your remarkable ability to withstand significant temptations. As you walk the path of the chosen, temptations will appear at every turn, testing your strength, your values, and your faith. It may feel overwhelming at times, but your ability to resist these distractions proves that you are indeed among the chosen. You see, temptations don't appear once and disappear forever. They are ever present, evolving, and often increasing in intensity. Even Jesus, throughout his ministry on earth, faced constant temptations. He wasn't tested just once. He was tested repeatedly in ways that challenged his core identity and purpose. The temptations we face are no different. They come not only to distract but to refine us, to challenge who we are and what we believe in. Every time you overcome a temptation, it leads you to a higher level of temptation. It's almost as if life is preparing you for more significant trials, constantly testing your resolve. Peace comes from within. Do not seek it without, Buddha once said. And isn't that true when you think about how temptations arise? They often appear to offer quick fixes, external solutions, or easy ways out, but they lack the inner peace and truth that come from following your divine purpose. So, when life shakes you with situations that test your beliefs or try to push you toward non-divine alternatives, don't lose heart. In fact, it's a sign that you are chosen. Temptations exist not to break you, but to help you grow stronger in your faith and character. Think about it. How often have you been tempted to take the easy way out? To lie when the truth is harder? To compromise your values when standing firm seems impossible? These moments test the very core of who you are. And like the Buddha said, no one saves us but ourselves. No one can and no one may. We ourselves must walk the path. This path, though filled with temptations, is one that you must walk because it's your journey, and overcoming these challenges is proof that you are chosen. The temptations you resist become stepping stones to higher levels of growth, and the more you resist, the stronger your spirit becomes. Have you ever thought about why temptations often attack your identity first? Why they seem to strike at the very heart of who you believe yourself to be? It's because the enemy knows that if your identity is shaken, everything else crumbles. But by standing firm, you show that your foundation is unshakable. Temptations may whisper lies about who you are, but deep down you know the truth. And that truth, that you are chosen, is the key to withstanding every challenge that comes your way. What are the temptations you're facing right now? Are they trying to pull you away from your purpose? Remember, they are only there to make you stronger, to prepare you for the greater destiny that awaits. Every time you resist, you're not just proving something to yourself. You're proving to the world, to the universe, and to the divine that you are ready for the path ahead. It's a journey of constant refinement, of elevating your spirit beyond the distractions of the world. So stand firm, keep your faith strong, and remember, you are chosen. If you've watched up to this point, you're already on the path to discovering the powerful signs that reveal you're truly chosen. Comment below with chosen path to affirm your connection to this life-changing journey. Don't leave yet. There's still so much more to uncover. Stay until the end to learn all 9 signs that confirm you're destined for greatness. Fourth sign, you have inner knowledge. Fourth sign, you possess inner knowledge, a deep and quiet awareness that sets you apart. While many may be called to follow a spiritual path, only a few are chosen for particularly delicate and sacred tasks. This is not to say that everyone doesn't have an important role in the grand design, but some are set apart for missions that demand a different level of spiritual refinement and responsibility. If you are among those chosen for such a delicate mission, you will feel it stirring within you. Life around you will present signs, small nudges that there is something unique about your purpose. This inner knowing might feel like a mystery at first, a quiet intuition that you're meant for more, yet the specifics may elude you. The more you walk this path, the clearer it becomes that you are chosen for a higher calling. As the Buddha once said, 3 things cannot be long hidden: the sun, the moon, and the truth. Your truth, your inner knowledge, will slowly rise to the surface, revealing itself in due time. If you felt a deep sense of being called for something beyond the ordinary, or if others have recognized this in you through their words or predictions, it is essential to listen closely. You must tune into the guidance from within and from the universe to allow this mission to unfold. Inner knowledge is not something that reveals itself all at once. It may come in waves, through dreams, sudden realizations, or even life's challenges. The journey of discovering your mission is much like a seed growing into a tree. It takes time, patience, and care. As you nurture your spiritual connection, your purpose will become clearer. There is a famous Buddhist teaching that says, "Your work is to discover your work, and then with all your heart to give yourself to it." In your case, this discovery requires sitting in stillness, connecting deeply with God, or the higher power you believe in, allowing space for the mission to unfold in its fullness. In today's fast-paced world, it can be difficult to sit with uncertainty or to wait patiently for clarity. Modern life often pulls us in many directions, urging us to act quickly without truly understanding the depth of our purpose. But when you are chosen, it is crucial to resist the temptation to rush the process. Like a craftsman carefully shaping a piece of art, you must allow your mission to take form gradually. Stay close to your spiritual center, whether through prayer, meditation, or reflection, and let that inner voice guide you. This is not a task to be taken lightly, and it will require discipline and faith. The quieter you become, the more you can hear, says Ram Dass, and this quietude will help you receive the messages meant for you. The inner knowledge that you are chosen will continue to grow stronger as you align yourself with your higher purpose. Trust in the process and understand that you don't need to have all the answers immediately. Life will provide the signs and confirmations you need, perhaps in unexpected ways, but you must be present and receptive. Surround yourself with positivity and people who uplift you on this path, and remember to nourish your body, mind, and spirit. Every small step you take in staying connected to your mission brings you closer to fulfilling it. Whether through subtle dreams, powerful encounters, or inner revelations, the truth of your calling will unfold. Be patient, stay faithful, and keep walking forward. As you continue to embrace your chosen path, you will find that everything you need to fulfill your mission has been inside you all along. Fifth sign: people don't like you. Have you ever noticed how sometimes people seem to dislike you, even though you haven't done anything wrong? You start to wonder why there is so much resistance or tension around you. This feeling is not unusual for those who are chosen for a higher purpose. In fact, it's often a sign that you're on a unique path, and others may not fully understand or appreciate it. Take the story of Joseph, for instance. He was favored and had a great destiny ahead of him, yet his own brothers despised him. They disliked his dreams, his way of doing things, and even his unwavering values. But their dislike had little to do with Joseph himself. Instead, it reflected their dissatisfaction with their own lives. Your sense of purpose, your determination, and your vision often make others uncomfortable because it highlights their own complacency or fears. This discomfort can turn into hostility or negativity, which can manifest as people trying to undermine you or hold you back from your dreams. It can feel personal when people speak against you or try to block your progress, but their actions often stem from insecurity. Just like Herod, who felt threatened by the birth of Jesus, people may feel uneasy because your journey challenges their sense of stability or power. They might not even fully understand why they feel this way toward you, but the root often lies in their own fears. The Bible tells the story of how an angel warned Joseph to take baby Jesus and flee from Herod's wrath. Notice how Joseph was told to protect the child, not to confront Herod. There's wisdom in this. Sometimes, when you're just beginning to understand your mission, you may not be ready to face those who oppose you head-on. It's okay to retreat for a time, to gather strength, and to grow without feeling the need to fight every battle right away. In Buddhism, there's a story of the Buddha's early life that offers a similar lesson. Before he became the enlightened one, Prince Siddhartha left the palace in search of truth. The people around him couldn't understand why he would leave a life of luxury, and some even ridiculed him for it. But Siddhartha knew that his path was different, and he continued on, even when others couldn't see his vision. His journey wasn't about seeking approval from others. It was about finding his true self and fulfilling his purpose. This story teaches us that even if people around you don't understand your choices, it doesn't mean you're on the wrong path. Sometimes being chosen means walking a road that others might fear or reject, but the strength to continue comes from within. So how do you respond when people dislike or oppose you? Do you shrink yourself to fit in, or do you stand firm in your purpose? This is where your inner strength becomes essential. As 1 John 4th verse reminds us, "You are from God and have overcome them, because the one who is in you is greater than the one who is in the world." This means you don't need to fear or try to please everyone around you. Your value doesn't come from external validation. If you are chosen, understand that this journey might sometimes be lonely or difficult, but it's leading you towards something greater. The world may not always accept you, but that's because you are not of the world. It's in these moments of resistance that you must hold on to your purpose and trust that you're being guided to where you're meant to be. As you reflect on your own life, think about how the opposition you face might actually be a sign of your unique calling. Are the challenges and misunderstandings pushing you closer to your purpose? When people don't like you, can you recognize that it might be because your light shines so brightly that it makes others uncomfortable? Instead of focusing on their dislike, focus on your growth. Remember, being chosen often means walking a path that not everyone can walk, but it's a journey that leads to incredible growth, wisdom, and fulfillment. Sixth sign, you have strong faith. One of the most powerful signs that you are chosen is the strength of your faith. It goes beyond merely believing in a higher power for blessings or material success. Instead, it's a deep, unwavering trust in something greater than yourself, a connection to the divine that fuels your every step. Your belief becomes so strong that no matter how unconventional or challenging life's instructions may seem, you follow them with complete confidence. This type of faith doesn't happen overnight. It grows with every experience, every moment you walk alongside the divine. It's the kind of faith that doesn't just seek comfort, but understands the true nature of trust and surrender. The Buddha saying, "Faith is the bird that feels the light and sings when the dawn is still dark." That's the kind of faith we are talking about. A faith that persists even when the path ahead is unclear, because you know the light is coming. But how do you know you have this kind of faith? It reveals itself in moments of great challenge, when everything around you seems uncertain, but deep within you feel a certainty that carries you forward. Think about David, a young shepherd who faced Goliath, a giant that even King Saul was afraid to confront. David's strength didn't come from his size or his skill with a sling, it came from his faith. He knew that the same God who had protected him from the lion and the bear would help him defeat Goliath. And with just a single stone, he did the impossible. Doesn't this story make you wonder? How often do we hesitate in our own lives, unsure if we have the strength to face our Goliaths? What if that hesitation is simply a matter of not yet fully realizing the power of our faith? Faith isn't just about moments of triumph, though. It's about obedience in the everyday, trusting in the small things as preparation for the big moments. Remember Abraham? He left his homeland without even knowing where he was going, simply because he trusted in God's promise. The Israelites too circled the walls of Jericho for 7 days, believing they would fall as promised. And they did. These stories aren't just ancient tales. They are reminders that being chosen means constantly stepping out in faith, even when logic and reason say otherwise. He who has faith has everything, as the Buddha taught, and that's true for each of us as well. Being chosen doesn't mean you won't face moments of doubt or fear. It means that, despite these feelings, your faith keeps you moving forward. The path ahead won't always make sense, but as you grow in trust and experience, your faith will deepen. You will reach a point where, like David, like Abraham, like the Israelites, you know that what is ahead is part of a greater plan. Have you ever had moments where you felt that your faith was guiding you towards something greater, even when the steps didn't seem clear? What if these are the very signs of your own chosen path? In every act of obedience and every leap of faith, you are aligning yourself with your divine purpose. The more you trust and follow this path, the stronger your faith becomes. It's not just about small, everyday decisions. It's preparing you for significant, life-changing moments where your faith will be the key to stepping into your destiny. As you continue to walk in faith, in devotion, and in obedience, you are building the foundation to step fully into the role you were chosen for. This journey is not for the faint of heart, but it is for those who believe that something greater is guiding them. So, I ask you, how strong is your faith? And are you ready to embrace the path you were chosen for? You've made it this far, which means you're already tapping into the signs that set you apart from others. Comment "I am chosen" below to claim your unique purpose. Keep watching to the end. There are still vital signs that you don't want to miss, confirming your chosen path. 7th sign. You receive a direct calling. The 7th sign that you are chosen is when you receive a direct calling. This is a powerful and unmistakable sign that you have been singled out for a special mission, and when this moment arrives, you won't need any further confirmation from others. It's a divine moment when your path becomes clear and you realize that everything in your life has led up to this point. Before reaching this stage, life may have taken you through various challenges and experiences, each one shaping and molding you, preparing you for this moment. These experiences are not random, but part of a grander design, a training ground to equip you for the divine task ahead. When the call comes, it may feel overwhelming, and you may doubt your abilities. Often, the first reaction is to feel unworthy or unqualified, questioning why you, of all people, have been chosen. But remember, this doubt is normal. Even the greatest prophets and leaders questioned their worthiness when they were called. Yet the calling is never about our own perceived capabilities, but about what lies within us, often hidden until the moment we step forward in faith. As Buddha once said, "No one saves us but ourselves. No one can, and no one may. We ourselves must walk the path." When God called Jeremiah, he too doubted his ability, feeling too young and inexperienced. But God reassured him, saying, "Do not say I am too young, for you must go to everyone I send you to and say whatever I command you." Jeremiah 1:7. This is a lesson for all of us. It's not about whether we feel prepared. It's about trusting that we've been chosen because we already have what it takes. Similarly, Joshua, who followed in Moses' footsteps, also felt inadequate to fill such big shoes. But God reminded him, "Be strong and courageous. Do not be afraid. Do not be discouraged, for the Lord your God will be with you wherever you go." Joshua 1:9. These stories echo the same truth. Our feelings of inadequacy do not disqualify us from the mission. The very fact that you've been called means that the source of all wisdom and power sees something in you that is perfectly aligned with the task ahead. In modern life, these callings can manifest in different ways. Perhaps through a passion you've always had, a sudden opportunity, or a deep inner conviction that you're meant to do something greater. It may not look like what you expect, but when it comes, you'll know. Often the call will challenge you to step out of your comfort zone and face your fears. Lao Tzu once said, "The journey of 1,000 miles begins with one step." Taking that first step, even when it's scary, is the beginning of answering the call. You don't need to be perfect or fully prepared. You just need to have the courage to say yes. The path ahead may be uncertain, and the mission may seem too large, but do not let fear hold you back. You have been chosen because you have everything within you to succeed. Just as a lotus flower blooms in the mud, you are being called to rise, no matter the challenges. Trust in the process, trust in yourself, and know that you are never alone. You are guided, supported, and equipped for this purpose. The only thing left for you to do is to step into it fully and embrace the journey ahead. As the Buddha said, "With our thoughts, we make the world." You've been called to make an impact, and the universe has already given you everything you need to fulfill your destiny. Keep faith, be strong, and remember, you are chosen. Eighth sign, you are a powerful intercessor. When you feel the pull to pray for others, it's as though an invisible hand guides your heart toward their struggles, even when they don't ask for it. This calling to intercede for others is a clear sign of being chosen, and it's a journey that requires love, patience, and selflessness. You may spend hours in prayer, lifting up their needs as if they were your own, even when they don't know you're praying for them. This is not a small task. It is a divine mission entrusted only to those who are chosen. In fact, when we look back at spiritual leaders throughout history, intercession has always been a crucial part of their journey. Prophets, priests, and leaders of the people often found themselves in the position of interceding for the well-being of others. Their prayers were not just words spoken into the void. They carried the weight of the people's troubles, hopes, and needs. Take the example of Nehemiah, who prayed fervently for Jerusalem. He didn't distance himself from the people's plight. Instead, he became one with them in their suffering. His prayers weren't empty. They were filled with deep empathy and connection because he saw the pain of the people as his own. Then there's Moses, whose intercession was so powerful that he even argued with God to spare the people, despite their rebelliousness. At one point, God was ready to start anew, offering Moses the opportunity to become the father of a new nation. Yet Moses refused, pleading for mercy on behalf of the very people who had turned away from him and from God. His love for others transcended his personal gain. This is the heart of an intercessor. And what about Abraham? He wasn't in Sodom, but he interceded for the city because of his love for his nephew Lot. His prayer didn't just stay in the realm of words. It reached across distances, ultimately saving Lot and his daughters. In Buddhism, there is a famous story of a bodhisattva, a being who has attained enlightenment but chooses to stay in the cycle of birth and death to help others. The Bodhisattva of compassion, Avalokiteshvara, is said to hear the cries of the world and intervene with compassion, tirelessly helping those in need. Like an intercessor, the Bodhisattva does not seek liberation for themselves, but stays behind out of love, carrying the burdens of others and offering guidance. This is the essence of intercession, love so great that it becomes action. But what about you? Have you ever felt that inner urge to pray or act on behalf of someone, even when they didn't ask? What moved you to do it? Perhaps you were already walking the path of a chosen one, stepping into your mission without even realizing it. When you take on the burdens of others, whether through prayer, action, or compassion, you're not just helping them, you are fulfilling a divine purpose. In those moments, you're acting as a vessel, carrying the energy of love and hope to those who may feel lost or abandoned. This act of intercession is not always easy. It requires patience, resilience, and a deep well of empathy. You might find yourself carrying the weight of others' pain, but this is where your strength lies. Like the Bodhisattva or Moses, who put others before themselves, you too have the capacity to impact lives in profound ways. And the more you do, the more you realize that this is not just a task, it's a calling. It is through interceding for others that we step closer to the essence of our purpose. So, what can you take from this? Understand that the desire to help others, to carry their burdens, and to pray for their well-being is a sign that you are chosen for something greater. It means you are already walking in your divine mission, acting out of love and compassion. And remember, every act of intercession, whether it's through prayer or action, is a step toward fulfilling that mission. Ask yourself, how can I embrace this calling more deeply in my life? What steps can I take today to uplift those around me and bring them closer to peace? These are the questions that will guide you as you walk the path of a chosen intercessor. Ninth sign, deep revelation and understanding of Scripture. If you've ever found yourself seeking a deeper understanding, not just of Scripture, but of life's bigger questions, it's a clear sign that you are chosen. You feel an intense pull towards the truth, an insatiable desire to understand things for yourself, not simply accepting what others say about God or what society deems as normal. Instead, you're curious, always asking questions and searching for answers beyond the surface. This curiosity sets you apart. It's more than just a thirst for knowledge. It's a quest for truth, for deeper understanding, and for answers to questions that many simply overlook or accept without further thought. You challenge the status quo and often find yourself searching the Scriptures not as a routine, but as a vital pursuit. You dive into these sacred texts, yearning for insight, and the more you study, the more revelation and light you receive. The words leap off the page, offering wisdom that goes beyond the literal meaning. It's as if the universe, or God Himself, is opening your mind, just like He did with the disciples in Luke 24:45, where He opened their minds so they could understand the Scriptures. This is not something everyone experiences. It's special, profound, and a hallmark of those who are chosen. But what does it mean to be chosen? How can you know that this hunger for truth is a sign of something greater? When you understand Scripture in a unique, transformative way, it begins to change you. Your life begins to align with the wisdom you uncover, and you find yourself living out the truths that others might struggle to even grasp. The Scriptures become your compass, your guide through the complexities of life. You're not just someone who reads and learns. You absorb these truths and allow them to transform your very being. It's a process that sets you apart from those who are always learning, but never arriving at the truth. Your journey is different. It's a sign that you are on a path towards something much bigger, a mission to share this wisdom and set others free through the truth you've discovered. There's a powerful passage in 1 Peter 2:9 that affirms this, saying, "But you are a chosen people, a royal priesthood, a holy nation, God's special possession, that you may declare the praises of him who called you out of darkness into his wonderful light." Imagine that. You are chosen, set apart with a divine purpose to bring light into a world that so desperately needs it. But what will you do with this knowledge? How will you share the truth you've been given? Your role as one of the chosen is to reflect this light, to show others the way out of darkness and into clarity, into peace, into the truth. Remember the words of Buddha: 3 things cannot be long hidden: the sun, the moon, and the truth. Just as the sun must shine, so too must your light. Do not dim your brilliance or hide your gifts. You are chosen for a reason, and that reason is to live fully, authentically, and with purpose. Let your light shine so brightly that others cannot help but see the goodness in you and be drawn to it. After all, as Matthew 5:16 reminds us, "Let your light so shine before men that they may see your good works and glorify your Father in heaven." So, I ask you, what will you do with the understanding that you are chosen? How will you use this gift of knowledge to impact the world around you? The path may not always be easy, but it is clear. You were chosen to bring light, to live a life that reflects the deeper truths you've uncovered, and to lead others out of the darkness. Embrace this mission, knowing that you are special, you are loved, and you are exactly where you need to be. Thank you for joining me today on the journey of wisdom. If you resonated with the signs that you are chosen, remember that every challenge and feeling of being different is part of a higher calling. Embrace your journey with faith and courage, knowing that you are here for a special purpose. If you found value in this video, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to the channel. Make sure to hit the notification bell so you never miss our upcoming videos. Together, we'll continue to explore deeper wisdom and unlock the path to our true purpose. Stay tuned, and may peace and blessings be with you.